Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night, time for a Homestead Update and just general gab session. Let's see who all's in the chat. Skeins was in here, very first one. She says hello. Tambra says hi from Texas. Apparently Skeins had her second day in the hospital. Len's here. Jane's here. Starla's here. Starla, how you doing? That looks like everybody that's here, at least everybody that's talking. Glad you guys could make it. If you're new here and you stumble across this thing in the rerun or you're watching it live, every Tuesday night we do a Homestead Update, and then we just have a general BS session and talk about whatever I or you guys find interesting, whatever Angela finds interesting. Grateful Hearts Ranch shows up with the pink wavy hand. Hope everybody had a fantastic week. It's been busy around here. Probably the most notable thing is that Sunday here was beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was nice.
It was gorgeous. I was out working in the garden in the greenhouse in shorts and a t-shirt, and today it was wind chill of about 16 degrees. Very, very, very uncomfortable today as compared to Sunday. Got a lot of work done around here. Angela got some news. Do you want to tell your news first?
About
Today?
oh,
No? Okay. Well, she'll share it whenever she's ready. So I spent the weekend, my chainsaws died. I got one that's in the shop, and I've got another one that the muffler cracked on it. So I couldn't use the chainsaw this weekend to cut wood, which is fine because, like I said, it was gorgeous around here. So I spent Saturday and Sunday cleaning out the hedgerow on the east side of the front yard. We've been talking about it for a couple of years, cleaning it out, making it look better, and putting in a food forest underneath the cedar trees. So I spent a couple of days doing that, and the weather was gorgeous. The girls were out there Saturday. Did you see them when they came in the house?
yes, they were disgusting.
The girls, it was muddy. Everything, it rained Friday, and the ground was starting to thaw, and there was like 3 inches of mud, standing water all over the yard, and the girls were filthy, like they were brown. Both of them got baths when they came in, but they were not happy about that. But they look so much better. Tamara wants to know if you're feeling well tonight.
My head's pounding. So I had spent the entire afternoon at the hospital today, so I had to see the neurosurgeon. I would share the details. Literally just walked in the door 30 minutes ago.
Yep.
And I need to talk to my children first. But I will say this. Today, we figured out how extremely blessed we are. And so I have thrown a couple doctors for a loop. And thankfully, I lead somewhat of a healthy, I get good nutrition and that kind of thing. And I stay busy and all of that. So I have a lot of strength. Problem is, I have very high pain tolerance. And so now all the MRIs, everything is back in. Saw the neurologist today. And I am extremely blessed that I walked away from that accident, because any other cases like this is paralyzation. And so I'm lucky. And thank you all for your prayers, because it's helped me out. I do. I have to. I will be paralyzed if I do not. One fall, if I run, I'm not allowed to run. I'm not allowed to do anything. I can walk, and I have to watch where I'm at. I have to quit smoking. So
she was surprised that smoking's not healthy for her.
It's not true. You always think of your lungs, and so I've always been able to monitor that and do that, like roll my own cigarettes and that, make sure I wasn't getting the chemicals. But apparently nicotine itself will slow the healing process. And quite frankly, if I don't do what they're telling me to do and I'm not careful and I smoke, especially after the surgery, I will have to have another surgery. And so it just won't heal right.
Gaines says that's why she told you to be a good girl.
Thank you, Skanes. Yeah. So yeah, kind of crazy, but it also puts me a little on edge driving now even more. Because it's just like, and I'm like, why are you driving so close to me? Did you really have to pull up? Because I'm just nervous. One little bump and I'm done. So, and then when I say done, I don't know if I can live paralyzed life. That's just not knowing how I've lived my life so far. You know what I mean? So,
well, one thing I'll say, the homesteading life will save your life.
Yeah,
both of us are proof of that. When I had my my blood clot, actually when I had my heart attack too, both times the doctors told me I should have been dead. And the only reason why I survived and made it through was because, even though I was like really overweight, I worked a lot. I worked outside a lot. I was extremely healthy. And Angela is pretty active here. Not as active as I'd like her to be, but she's pretty active. And I think it'll keep you alive.
Active in different ways, but yeah, no. But yeah, no, it will. So on a good note, my triceps look good. They're working, seem strong. It's my biceps. And so keep up with the fine motor skills and that kind of thing. I can give you guys the basic rundown. Kids really will not care about that.
Starla says the same. They told Mark the same thing after his wreck.
Yeah.
Work on the homestead. So there you go. There's another reason to go out and live the homesteading life, because as hard as it is and as dirty as it is and frustrating at times, it will make you healthier and it make you live better.
Somebody posted a video. I can't remember who posted it, and it just cracked me up. And it's a reenactment. And two doctors are talking, or no, it was the doctor and the receptionist, maybe. And so the farmer calls and makes an appointment, and the receptionist, the person taking the appointment, says, so I'm just going to write it down for you, says something about Farmer Johnson called and is asking for an appointment. He said, what? Farmer Johnson? You sure it's not his wife? Nope, it's Farmer Johnson. Oh, okay. Well, get him in here. What's our first available? Oh, no, we can't make that out. We won't be able to get him in for a while, and you want me to reschedule? Da, 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 da. And he said, no. He said, when a farmer calls and needs an appointment, you got to get him their appointment right away and get them in, because otherwise they embrace I'm going to just say it my way. They embrace the suck. They'll keep going until they drop dead. So
Charlotte says God has plans for you.
I guess so. And
then Skanes has got hacks building you an exoskeleton so you can walk around.
A what?
Exoskeleton, little metal frame that carries you around.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, and I'll have to take it to physical therapy with me too. I don't know what we're gonna do. We agreed that afterwards we would evaluate whether or not I have to go into a cervical collar. And the tricky part there, I'm dreading the fact of it, and I think I can be pretty good about not moving my neck and my head.
No, you're wearing a collar.
Oh, those things are so ugly.
Yeah, because fashion kills, women. This is proof right there. Fashion kills. She's more worried about looking good than she is about getting healthier again. Recovering.
Well, but that's my worry is physical therapy. And so the doctor is also concerned because the physical therapy is going to have to make sure that they follow her directions specifically, or else, again, I will have to have a second surgery. So it's really important. You have to follow instructions. Yeah.
You're not good at following people's instructions.
Well, and then so some of the nerves, like in my shoulder and that, it's permanent damage. Not much you can do about that. And I just won't be as well as I was before. But this is what I'm saying, guys. So here's if you're short and you really need to pay attention to where that seat belt hits you on whichever side of the vehicle that you're on. And I know there's some of you in here drive sitting on a pillow and that kind of thing. I don't care, because that can slide out from underneath you or whatever. But you need to figure out where that hits you on your shoulder. And if it feels uncomfortable, which it always feels uncomfortable on me, they have these Velcro doohickeys that you can get, and they go right on your seatbelt, so you can shorten it and it moves that strap so that it fits properly. And so, you know, it's coming across here and not here, and you're flying out of it and it's beating you up in an accident. All the vehicles will be getting one on both sides of the passenger and the driver seats. So
just get you a booster seat.
Then I can't reach the pedals. Like, we've had this conversation.
Just I'll ever sit in, they don't make phone books anymore, do they?
No.
Go get a stack of yellow pages and have it sit on them. Tight little Blockster feet, like the kid in Indiana, the second Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah. Well, you guys keep talking about that cervical collar. I mean, I'm kind of, anything that restricts my movement drives me insane. So I don't know. We'll see.
But you know, as I don't want to say dire as this sounds, all this is actually a good thing. Things are actually moving forward. Yeah, and we had movement on the truck today. We finally got the title situation cleared out, so we should be getting a settlement here within the next week and be able to get a truck before the end of the month, which will be nice, because
I still won't be able to drive.
So the buying feed, guys, listen, we're paying double the price of feed because we're having to buy it in bags right now.
Yeah.
And you know, money's tight.
Did you see what Tamara said?
Where's that?
She's seen the seatbelts sever a carotid artery before. Yeah, got to make sure those things fit. And unfortunately, it takes an accident like what we had in order for that to register into your brain. I always thought about wearing it, never thought about it fitting correctly.
Hey, Skeins, instead of tying blocks to her shoes, we'll go get her some 1970s disco platforms.
Actually, ironically, you guys say that they want me walking. And so they want me walking. It's just like, can't move my head. So we'll see how that goes. But well, it's gonna go, because I need it. I got to get this healed. If I do this right, guys, I did the math on it. If I do this right, that means that I possibly, if I do everything I'm supposed to do and I heal correctly and I don't booger this up, then I should be good for campouts to be able to cook. I just got to make sure I follow directions. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm leaning towards not going on any long trips this year, because we got stuff we need to do around here, and quite frankly, it's a financial burden at times. And so I don't know. Maybe we need to put it on hold. We'll talk about it though.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But
maybe some would be there to drive you. I think my daughter is talking about coming out. I don't know. It's so quick. I don't know if she's going to be able to or not. Come hell or high water, she's probably going to make sure she does. But and then but a month though, that's a long time for her to be here. I don't see that happening. And
I wouldn't expect. I mean, she said it the other day when we were talking to her. Today's my baby girl's birthday, so everybody wish my baby girl happy birthday, even though she doesn't watch our lives. But today's her birthday. They went snowboarding.
I saw it. She sent me a picture of them on the mountain because I wished her happy birthday.
She sent me a picture of her shoes.
I got a picture of her face.
No, I didn't get a picture of her face.
And her nose was very red, so it was very cold.
She said they had a blast. Me personally, not a big fan of snowboarding, not a big fan of skiing.
Yeah. So Tamara, my problem is not just my legs, but it's also my torso. And so my torso is not long. And so like when I say I'm short, I'm short. I don't know. I think I'm very short.
Rose.
Hey, Rose.
Just made it.
So
mozzarella cheese for the second time. We'll see if it's Maz or cream cheese. Either way, it's one. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Mozzarella is pretty easy to make. You make that house cheese, or what do they call it? The farm cheese. and then double boil the curds. It's pretty easy. But yeah, we haven't done that. We haven't done that in a while. We haven't made cheese.
No, and we've had raw milk too. It's kind of silly we haven't.
Yeah. Let's see. Starla says it may be God saying it's time to slow down and concentrate on homestead family and
community. I think that's what she wrote.
Vomginti.
Vomginity. I think maybe community.
Yeah,
Speaking another language.
I think that was fat fingered.
Yeah.
Northern Hobbies. How you doing?
Hey. So, but yeah, so we'll get all this stuff out of the way, and it may be one of those things that maybe we'll just get it done and then refocus, go get a job and refocus, and then redirect and rebuild the company and how I really want the company to go. So
I did come to a realization this week. So I only work about 10 minutes away from here, and I have to be at work at 8 a.m. every morning.
Mm-hmm.
I never make it. And I came to the realization that I am not meant to be there at 8 o'clock, no matter what. I literally left the house at 7:37 to make it up there today. And I get in the truck, I start the truck, and I look out the windshield, and there's a little tiny goat, the new baby, is running across in front of the chicken coop out there trying to eat the feed that I put down for them scratching. And so I got to go out. I get out, and I had to chase it back in. And then while I'm doing that, I look, and when I put hay in there one time, some of the netting that goes around the hay bale got stuck down in the ground, like underneath it. So they've exposed it walking on everything. And one of the baby sheep's eating it. So I had to go into the pen. I didn't get to work till like 8:05. And no matter what I do around here, no matter what time I try to leave, I'm going to try to leave at 6 one day, and something's going to happen that's going to keep me from getting there till 8. So I'm not even going to try anymore. Seriously, I'm not even going to try to get to work at 8. I told my boss that I was coming in. 8:10 was my goal.
You're just going to be habitually late.
I'm going to be I'm habitually late now as it is, because something invariably happens that makes me run. If it's not the water freezing, it's a goat getting out, or it's one of the sheep trying to kill themselves. Yeah. So, sometimes we have to embrace what the universe gives us. And the universe has given me, you're not being at work at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Luckily I've got a good boss, and they're pretty flexible on stuff. I understand.
Right. And luckily everybody's on Indian time, so you're all good.
Don't say that.
What?
You can't say that online.
No, but that's what everybody calls it.
I know it's what they call it. But I'm the white guy there, and we don't need to be making any way. I'm the minority, folks. Yeah. Hey. So I am the minority at work. So I feel for all the minorities out there. I mean, I'm their people. You okay?
Yeah, it's a headache.
But Northern Girl Hobby likes Indian time too. Skeins, I feel you. Left early because of the fog and deer watch. Got behind 2 different buses driving 35 miles an hour. But oh my gosh. Put them all outside. They can all bark out there. No, they can go in the crates if they keep barking.
Wow.
But Rose says, coming soon to community festival. Flavored pork rind. Rosie does this thing with her pork rinds, and she puts electrolytes on them, like orange electrolytes and flavored electrolytes. And gosh, they're good. They're good. I could see using those out on the range on a hot day when I'm sweating. Dolly, you're going to get in trouble. Seriously, stop. But yeah, if you guys ever get a chance to try Rosie's stuff, you need to make sure you do it, because she makes some good stuff.
Oh, you got Rumble to work again. How about that?
Yeah. Well, I forgot to update the destination string right. I remembered it this time.
Gotcha.
But so what else went on around here?
You got the greenhouse taken care of too, right? You got some stuff planted in there.
I opened the greenhouse up because it was so nice. I got lettuce in because So I've started eating proper sandwiches instead of just taking two pieces of bread and slapping something between them. I'm making legitimate sandwiches or tortilla rolls, and I'm putting lettuce and stuff on it. And I've really enjoyed it. And lettuce is so expensive. I was like, it's time to start growing in the greenhouse. So I got the grow tables ready to go, and I put lettuce in. So hopefully within the next month or so, we'll have some lettuce popping up and get ready for me to eat. So that'll be a good thing. I mean, and then I got the beds cleaned out front, except for one of them.
Except for one.
I didn't get that one cleaned out, but we're getting that ready to go so we can get the kitchen herb garden in there properly. We've been doing a lot of rethinking the last 3 years. Is it 2 summers, right?
Where you going?
How long have we been here?
Sunrise. 4 years in October, so 3.5.
So this will be our 3rd summer.
Yeah.
So this coming up will be our 3rd summer. The first 2 we did not do gardening right. Everything was so jumbled and so put together haphazardly that we had some success, but we had more failures. And so we've been reevaluating everything we've done. We're going to move the garden to a better place where there's not as much Johnson grass. We're going to start getting proper food forests in.
Hey, Mrs. Hacks.
Hey, Mrs. Hacks.
I need to catch up with you. I'll call you at some point. I don't know if I'll call you tonight. I need to get with kids and family members first, and then probably call you. We may need to. We'll need community help coming up pretty soon so you don't have to take off so much work.
We'll see how we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, so we're gonna start doing the garden right.
Hey, Midnight Blue, that's a new one, isn't it?
Midnight Blue. Yeah. Hey, welcome. I'm with you. I don't recognize the name, but I slept since the last time I was online, and I'm not gonna lie, as I'm getting older and taking a lot of knocks on the head, and probably drank a little bit too much in my life, and I forget stuff all the time. Tamara says she's bringing some mesquite trees.
Yeah, I told her she bring me mesquite trees, man. Nuts that wood. We were trying to figure out that smell. She was talking about that. Was that last night or last Thursday? Can't remember. And she was talking about that, and it hit me that we kept saying, I was like, well, it kind of smells like hickory, but it's different than hickory. The wood that we've been putting in, and that we had a crap ton of, and so what it is? It's mesquite. That's that smell.
We don't have mesquite trees.
Are you sure? Because that's what that smells like, is mesquite.
No, it's not. We don't have mesquite trees.
All right. Well, then, Tamara, bring me a crap ton of mesquite trees.
But yeah, and so the cool thing about redoing the garden, and you were following the conversation on Discord.
Uh-huh.
You okay? What's wrong?
Hang on.
She got burrito stuck in her teeth.
Is it? I don't know. Froze it. I'll be right back.
Anyway, where was I going? We put the call out to the community, so we're going to put together a community day once it dries out. Like I said, it's been extremely wet around here. We're going to put together a community day, and a bunch of us are going to go over to somebody's property and get wild strawberry, gooseberry bushes, blackberry bushes, just all kinds of stuff. We're going to start transplanting them. We're going to start spreading that all around the community this year. There's quite a few homesteads that are to the point where they're looking to start doing that kind of stuff. They've started to move beyond the building phase, and they're ready to start doing that. So that's going to be cool. That's going to be a fun community day. Once we get it going, give it a year or two. If I do it right, we should be able to start harvesting off of some of this stuff this year, but most definitely by next year. You okay?
Yeah, I can't eat a Qdoba anymore.
Why?
I had a piece of plastic stuck in my teeth. What? I knew it felt weird. It was a piece of plastic.
Did you keep it? You're going to leave a nasty message?
Why would I keep it?
I don't know.
No, I just won't eat there anymore.
Not a big fan of Qdoba anyway.
Oh,
it's better than Chipotle.
Qdoba's healthier than Chipotle, right?
But yeah, so that's where we're going with the garden and everything. That's going to be really nice. We did not. Let's see here.
Nope. Jen's gonna have Rosie having her own show here.
Harbor Freight has 10 by 12 greenhouses for $4.99, normally $8.99.
What's yours?
Harbor Freight greenhouses. Hey, okay, guys, here's the deal with the Harbor Freight greenhouses.
We've had this conversation and done a lot of research on it.
We've had it here.
You and I have.
Oh,
we've been talking because we've had it. What we were looking at that even back in Pleasant Hill.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
So here's the deal with the Harbor Freight greenhouses. They've got a very bad reputation. People say that when you put them together, the wind blows, the panels will pop out. They're not sturdy. They'll torque in the wind and everything, and all that is 100% correct. But here's the thing about them. For about $100, you can buy one of these really inexpensive greenhouses and modify them. They make clips that you can put on there. They're not specifically for the Harbor Freight greenhouses. They just work on them. But you can put clips on that will hold those panels in better. And you can put braces on them. You can either use wood, or some people use flat aluminum stock to do it. But you can brace it so it's sturdy. And everybody that I've talked to that's done this, and every video that I've seen that people have done this, they say they work great. So if you're looking, I mean, we spent, that greenhouse out there was about $3,000.
No.
The first one was
no $5. $5,000
for one of them.
For one of them, and then we got the second one for $3,000 because it burned up in the fire and wasn't out of the box. Remember?
Okay, so anyway, that's even better. So you can get one like ours for $5,000, or you could buy one or two of these for what, a fifth of the price, a third of the price.
We used to be able to get it for $5,000, but as Jen so nicely, Northern Girl her Hobbies nicely pointed out last night, as she asked me, so have you thought about tariffs on everything that you're going to be purchasing? And I was like,
well, here's the deal. Here's the deal about that. Yeah. Number one, there's always been tariffs between the two countries. Number two, Trudeau caved, and the United States has put the tariffs on hold for 30 days to see if Canada actually does what they said they were going to do.
Did he cave? Because I heard he fell flat on his face.
Well, he's caved. I'm being nice. You know, so it's one of those things, you know. One of the bad things about our relationship with Canada right now is a massive amount of Chinese fentanyl comes across the Canadian border, and you know, we're losing
children,
300,000 people a year to fentanyl poisoning from Mexico and Canada.
And I would say half, if not more, didn't even realize that they had taken or touched fentanyl. Right. So,
yeah. And you know, Northern Girl, I think it's all going to work out okay in the end. I think it's going to all work out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard. Okay, my Canucks in here, do not get mad at me for saying this. I heard this today, and I thought it was extremely funny. Mm-hmm. Some guy called Canada the gay Minnesota.
What?
Canada's the gay Minnesota, or gay Michigan. They're our northern neighbors. The snow Mexicans.
I don't find that.
I thought it was funny.
Huh.
Yeah. Let's see. My brother's a fentanyl addict.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I don't know, Mom. Delete it. Jen, if you're okay with that, don't delete it, because we need to be talking about how fentanyl, it affects every level of income. It affects every family. I mean, it's terrible. It is a horrible, horrible, horrible deal that we have going on here in the United States. And it's
well, and it's not just us. It's up in Canada. It's in
Mexico. Everywhere. Yeah, Canada.
And we can thank the Chinese for it.
Yeah. Again, you talk about things, you know, to never touch anything, and oh boy, don't touch anything, don't pick anything up. There's such sick people out there that they put the fentanyl on dollar bills and $20 bills, and then you go picking it up what was it that I picked up that made me so damn sick? It was a quarter. Picked up a quarter, and then just a bunch of other stuff. It was some kind of money.
Yeah.
And yeah, so don't just let it blow in the wind.
Hex says, you know my woes with greenhouses. We will make this work. I will build a jalapeno and a couple of Anna White designs this year. Yeah, like I said, guys, the Harbor Freight greenhouses are not bad once you modify them. Plus, I said this last week too, is the replacement panels only like $500 for the entire kit, and you can just build your own using those panels. Those panels are perfectly fine.
Yeah. So it's not just the South though. It's coming in from the North as well. Hence why the United States is trying to put tariffs on everything to slow that down.
I'm seriously, up where Hax lives, they would be well served by having a jalapeno buried in the ground, because the wind up there, not that far north of us.
Yeah, but how are you going to keep the roof on? Like,
well, it's down along the ground, so you're not going to get that shear wind coming underneath the eaves and stuff.
They already got enough. They already got enough standing water in holes. I don't know. That rain was so heavy. I think it's going to be heavy again this year.
Well, that's why you make it so it drains.
Well, yeah, you couldn't do it with the basement, but he could do that with the jalapeno.
Yeah, the hurdles that they have to go, just being not too terribly far north of us, that we don't have to deal with, are crazy.
They get winds like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just unreal.
So if there's anybody out there in the chat that has a greenhouse and is dealing with high winds, go ahead, and when this is over, tell everybody in the comments below how you're dealing with it, how you deal with the high winds, because the winds around here will tear a high tunnel apart in a heartbeat.
Yeah, 60 to 80 mile an hour winds.
I mean, we've got the hard panels on ours, and I'm 2 or 3 times a year I'm having to go out and fix panels that are popping out because of it. With the snow melting, they have a river down by the house. Yeah, I believe it. Our creek that I take video of every now and then when it rains, normally it's running pretty dry. You can walk across it and not get the tops of your shoes wet. Saturday when I went out to do errands, it was running about 3/4 full, and then this morning it's almost back to normal. Let's see here. Starla's trying to figure out how to hold a shade cover that's 150 by 20 feet up in the air, about 10 feet, to shade her tomatoes. Lots of poles and guide ropes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rain would be good to stockpile in the ponds in case of drought, so we don't have high winds in the backyard. It's fully fenced back there. Well, that's a plus. Yeah, Starla, a high tunnel kit would be good, or take a couple of, get some 16-foot cattle panels and make hoops and just run the shade cloth across the top of the hoops and tie it in.
Wouldn't like what I'd had in Pleasant Hill when I had you put the T-posts in, do the wood tees for me, like a clothesline. Wouldn't that something like that work? Well, that's the guide ropes, and then she lay the shade cloth on that, and then I used kite string and clips, and then as the tomatoes grew, I would just shorten it, with the kite string kit. Yeah,
Northern Girl worries about the crap they're spraying on the food. That's why growing your own food, if you can extend your season by getting a greenhouse, it's well worth it.
Yeah, we were talking about that even today, and so because we're trying to figure out dietary restrictions and that kind of thing while I'm in the hospital, and I'm not going to be able to eat the hospital food. How freaky is that?
You're not going to be able to eat it all. You shouldn't be in there that long.
I don't know.
You should be here.
Well, they're looking at that, and so I'm like, okay, well, it'll be okay. So, Yeah. Oh.
See, Terminator, I think you should write a book. I think you should write a book about your entire journey to where you are and everything that's happened, and put plans for all the stuff that you do in it, and share your experience with everybody, because I think
Title it "Surviving the Bush." I was serious. Why'd you laugh? See, an example, Lucy, as to where the minds go in America when you use the word bush.
But yeah, I seriously, I think you should write a book, self-publish it, make a little bit of money, give you a little bit of extra coinage to help do what you need to do. I think people would read it.
Yeah, she's got kick-ass gardens up there too, and so she's got kick-ass gardens up there too.
Yeah.
She has Grumpy Acres Farm, a dedicated garden for Grumpy Acres Farm.
Oh, guys, you heard it right here.
What?
You guys, this announcement. This is a worldwide announcement.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hacks is going to start doing videos again. He's going to start sharing his homestead hacks, his hacks for the homestead.
Yeah, skeins. That's what we talked about. Yeah, that's exactly what we talked about. Is I'll prepare the food ahead of time, and then he can just bring it to me.
Well, luckily she's got into the sous vide stuff, so she got a little bit before all this goes down, and she can pre-cook a bunch of meals and have stuff ready to go.
Yeah,
make it easy.
Yeah, Lucy says you're funny.
Gregory Kissel's in the house. How you doing? How you doing, Gregory?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see what else has gone on around here. That's basically it. I got to tell you, I got to do a video and show you guys the truck that neighbor Chris loaned us. I love this thing. This thing's awesome. It's so
redneck.
It's redneck. I mean, you look in the dictionary, there's a picture of this truck under redneck, and I love it. It reminds me of the old Jeep, seriously. I said that before.
We didn't have to use the bungee cord to keep the door shut, though, with the Jeep.
Yeah, because we didn't have doors on the Jeep.
True.
And if I can get Chris to sell me that thing, I'm taking the doors off.
Oh, my God.
I'm making it so the doors are removable, so in the summertime, I don't have to have doors.
Good grief. Yeah.
No, but it's a blast.
Yeah. So I had my epidural injections Wednesday, so I did get that done. That went smooth. I don't remember it.
She came out looking worse than she did going in.
Did I? I think I was more stoned than anything else. I'm not sure, but yeah, it just G. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was just pretty. All I remember is I felt a little prick, and then nothing after that. I had conversations with people. I don't remember. That was
when I had my second set of stents put in. The first time I had stents put in, they were playing Madonna and stuff, and I was singing to it, and I mentioned that to the nurses and stuff when they were prepping me for the second one. And they roll me in to put the second set of stents in, and they started playing Madonna, like 1980s, mid 80s Madonna. And I was like, you guys suck.
My Crooked Little Homestead, we have kinders, which are half Nubian and half pygmy. And then those were my successes. I actually had Nubians and pygmies in order to make that happen. There's a reason why. I had actually found that cross. When did I find that breed cross?
2 years ago?
No, it was longer than that. Last time we went to Mother Earth News Fair. That's right. A long time. And so we it was there, and I've been working on it all these years. And last year was the first successful year that we've had getting the kinders. It is not easy. So but the kinders are out there. They're doing great. I do like them. They're nice medium between the pygmy and the Nubian, and their milk production is the same, if not higher than the Nubian. And their meat is, it can be up to 50 pounds more on those than a boyer goat.
Thank you, Joseph. Well, and we have, he said he's praying for us.
Oh, thank you.
We have not been milking them. I think I milked milk one time.
Well, we don't have the milk stanchion and all of that.
Yeah,
I can't help you right now.
We just haven't had the.
Yeah.
Well, I could have done it. It's. I'm not going to say that we haven't had the opportunity. I had other things I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So it wasn't high on the list. But this summer, I really want to start getting back into milking them because I enjoy. Number one, I make my own yogurt, make my own cheese out of it. Number two, we drink it, so we won't have to buy milk from.
And I make goat's cheese. And when we were in Pleasant Hill, I actually sold goat's cheese, and I made all kinds of gourmet cheeses. That was fun. I did the best one. The best one was probably the garlic and herb.
Only thing I still have not mastered hard cheese, and I've only tried it once. It did not go well. I didn't just give up on it. Just other things came up.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I want to do is figure out how to make hard cheese now.
Skeins girl. Yeah, that's a pretty long list up here.
Hey, but we're healthy.
Oh.
We're the healthiest sick people you know.
Yeah, yeah. I would say all of us. Yeah, because I think even Mr. Hacks, that went well. Not as well as what they wanted, but they were able to fix at least one thing.
Don't speak out of line.
I said they were able to fix at least one thing. And so, but that was good. And then some others, they're doing pretty darn good.
Gypsy's doing well.
Yeah, compared to where we all could be.
Yeah.
Not bad. So, yeah, farm fit is the best.
Yes, farm fit. That's what we ought to do. We were talking that Hacks and I were talking the other day how to do a
exercise
how to get side gigs going, get other streams of income. Maybe Hacks, if you're still on here, maybe we ought to think about that. Maybe we should start doing farm fit videos and selling the farm fit exercise program.
Well, never mind.
We can stick Hacks in a leotard.
I was saying we'd have to hire two really young, good-looking cowboys and put them tight Levi's and cowboy boots, and I'll do the filming.
Yeah, see, that's where a lot of the stuff we make goes as gifts too.
Yeah, they love it. Those are the best gifts, and Garen's family, my family, they all love that stuff. And so even the kids.
We used to be that every family's got that one family unit that the gifts are always handmade and very rustic and stuff. That was us for the longest time. Be honest with you, we haven't celebrated Christmas since we moved out here like we used to.
Yeah.
Well, proximity to family.
This last Christmas, the kids came and we celebrated, did more than what we had planned to do. And it's just easier now with family dying and passing and all of that stuff. Sometimes it's easier just to say, here's your gifts. I love you. Let's eat. And then go watch football. You know what I mean?
Look,
what?
His shoulder's doing better. His retina's is good. And his cataract is almost healed. And then Hack says he's got lots of spandex. He's up for it. He is game. He is game. We'll do it.
That. Mrs. Hacks can film that.
She says she doesn't want to see him in a leotard.
Oh God, I don't know. I think I've done something and flared up today, so my nerves are just really hurting me. So I apologize if you see me fall back, laughing. Sends an electrical shock down my back.
Oh, we're sorry to hear that, Joseph. Hopefully,
what happened?
His confessor and spiritual director died recently.
Oh no!
His death, the greatest blow I've ever experienced. Well, you know what? Here, it's hard. It's hard to give proper condolences. All I can say is,
especially on that, because you've lost more than just one thing.
Yeah.
You've lost more than a friend. You've lost a confidant. You've lost a spiritual guide. You have there's a lot of loss there.
But you know what? God tells us this too shall pass.
Yeah.
I'm really coming to grips with that. It was really weird. It was really weird. So I've said it before. You guys have heard me say it. I'm scared, not scared. God God hones us and gets us ready for what's coming. I actually saw a video that said that yesterday, and I was like, "Whoa, this is just popping up in my life way too often now." So, and I'll talk about once we get past the update part. We'll go into that because I got some stuff I want to say about what's going on in the country. You got any more update stuff?
I'm sorry, my brain.
Do you have any update stuff you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
What about you guys? You guys got any questions or any updates you want to give for everybody? I'm going to take that silence as a no.
You're not going to let everybody type in.
No, I'll wait.
And then there's a delay, and so they're delayed back behind us. But yeah, there's so much going on out there right now. But yeah, you just got to focus in and make sure you take care of it.
Well,
what was Starla doing? Is Starla giving cheese lessons? So hard cheeses, I wouldn't mind for you to learn and do. However, I would want you to do the waxing process on it because we don't go through a lot of hard cheese like that.
Oh, that
we go through a lot of soft cheese.
You know that's always been my goal is to do that preservation the old school.
Yeah.
With waxing cheese.
That would be like the only way that I would want that.
Skane's Dolly's fine.
Oh, Dolly's doing great now that she's on the I'm cooking for her. Oh crap.
I'm just gonna be busy. I'm gonna be busy. You're just gonna have to
what if I oh shit. I'll figure it out.
What I'll do is I'll just make a whole bunch of stuff and throw them in 5-gallon buckets. It's cold enough out there. I can set it outside and then I could cook it a week at a time and just feed them.
Why don't we do this? Why don't I just get those meals out and we'll get those over to MMR and Indiana Mike and get those in their freezers, right? And that'll free up some space. And I could pre-mix the dog food, get all that done, and I'll just put it in bags and throw it in the freezer. That way, all you have to do is pull them out, defrost, as you go. Yeah. Let's do that. I don't want to put too much on you. I need your help, and I don't need you exhausted.
I'm going to be exhausted anyway.
Well, I don't want to make it worse. So, oh man, tell me what you had for dinner for Saturday. You don't remember?
Mollusk, the clam chowder, whatever.
The mussel.
The mussel.
I did a mussel and
had potatoes.
I did mussels and I did what's the other fish I used? Haddock.
Mm-hmm.
And then smoked the haddock and then used it and then did the chowder. I used potatoes, garlic, onions, and all of that stuff. Oh man.
It was good.
It was good.
It was really good. And then she made okay, I'm
going to have to measure that recipe out and put it in the cookbook, I think.
I understand this is processed food.
What's that?
The cheddar biscuits from Red Lobster that you made.
Oh, yeah, I just totally cheated. I used the box.
I love those. I love that recipe though. The cheddar biscuits are awesome.
Well, this tells you where my mind is. And so I'm learning like with the nerves and all of that, this happens. It's normal. It'll take time, but this is repairable. So the memory and all of that. But the directions, I added the butter to the biscuit mix, and the butter is not for the biscuit mix. The butter is for the garlic and butter that you spray, not spray on, brush on. And so I added the butter and they went flat.
They were so good though.
They were flaky.
They were extremely good.
But yeah, so that was funny. So it was just like stupid stuff like that. And then like now, so my mom and dad, they're really cool about it and they know. So like if she hears me, so I was on the phone with her the other day, I was talking to them and I was making dog food. I had just made the dog food, so it wasn't a big deal. I was just getting their bowls ready and all of that. And she's like, "Oh, I let you go, you're cooking, and I bet it smells good in there." I'm like, "Oh, it's just dog food, and this and that." And she's like, well, we don't want to disturb you. And it's like, it's fine. I'm just putting the food in their bowls. And so as I'm talking to her, and I realize after we get off the phone and I go to feed them, I wasn't putting the food in Dolly's bowl. When I was measuring everything out, I was putting it in the big pot of rice that I did. So I had to go in and scrape it all out. And I was like, because I was like, oh man, just every little distraction. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. But here, just I only got a couple more weeks. So.
Oh, and then the Basement Dwellers is on Thursday.
This Thursday?
This Thursday.
Oh, okay. Good thing you told me that.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking it was next week.
No, it's this Thursday.
Okay. All right. I don't know how come you guys didn't do that closer to Valentine's Day since it was /
because they're doing it. They're doing it for Super Bowl. Okay. The lights. Okay. Last week, if you guys remember, Gregory and Susie were telling us how they saw lights across the sky.
Yeah.
After some investigation, was the skylights. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty. Now, so yeah, those are so pretty.
If I remember correctly, I mentioned
I think you did mention that. Yep.
If you guys, there's a what's the name of the website? It's like Starlink Tracker or something like that. It's independent. It doesn't belong to Starlink, but it will tell you exactly where the satellites are at any given time, and you can type in your address, and it'll tell you when and where to look if you want to see them. They're actually pretty cool.
Yeah, they're neat. When he showed them to me, I thought they were pretty neat. It's like that looks neat. Yeah. So they're talking about food in here. What makes her sick? What doesn't make her sick? Like, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do. Just quitting smoking and all of that. She suggested that I get like hard candy and just suck on it, take it out, suck on it, take it out, and do that kind of thing. And so I was thinking about lollipops. Well,
you don't need the sugar.
Right. I can't have the sugar. So no sugar, high protein, and no carb.
Oh, Lynn says they had one of the Starlink satellites burned up on its way down there a couple of days ago. Made the local news. That'd be cool to watch.
But
you know what you should look into? Fume.
What's Fume?
It's an alternative. It's no nicotine, and it's an alternative to vapes.
Vaping is so bad for you.
It's not. It doesn't have all the toxic and heavy metals in it. It's all natural.
All natural. I'll have to look into it, and then I'll have to check with the doctor because, like, my herb. Doggone it. Damn it. Some of the herbs and stuff that I use, teas and that kind of thing, I can't take those either. Not before the surgery. So there's some stuff that I have to cut out and do. I can cook with some stuff because it's not steeping as long, but not nothing straight. So like it's pretty serious. I was like really shocked, but oh well.
Okay, I want you guys to put a 1 in the chat put a 0. Let's put a 0 in the chat. If you're tired of all the winning, if you want the winning to continue, the winning that we've had for the past 2 weeks. If you want the winning to continue, put a 1 in there. If you're tired of it, put a 0. If you don't want to win anymore, if you're tired of winning for the last 2 weeks, go ahead and put a 0 in there. Let's find out how many people are.
Has it only been 2 weeks?
It's been 2 weeks.
There's a lot that's happened in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So there's a saying. Lenin is attributed to this saying. He said, decades can seem like weeks, and weeks can seem like decades. And we've seen decades of work happen in the last 2 weeks.
Look, everybody's tired. You said 1 if they're tired.
No, 1 is they're not tired.
Oh, okay.
They're not tired of winning.
Yeah. Everybody's not tired of winning.
Yeah. And there's been a lot of winning going on, and
now New Jersey governor is getting ready.
Oh, yeah, you guys hear this story that the New Jersey governor
going to prison.
Well, he's not going to go to prison. They won't.
They say they'll prosecute him.
Well, they're going to
They're
investigating
it right now.
So the governor of New Jersey, and this is a good lesson here. There's a great lesson here because it was something I was going to talk about. He got on social media. He was giving an interview with a very liberal podcast or something like that, and he told the world how he opened up his house to an illegal immigrant, and she was living above his garage, and that he dared the Trump administration to come after her. And within
in the slave quarters, she lives in the slave quarters.
Within 12 hours, Tom Homan got on there and said, "We're going to investigate this because we can't." In a nutshell, we can't have our governors committing crimes like this. And the governor of New Jersey, or the governor, got immediately online, is like, "Oh, they misunderstood what I said. I don't really have somebody here."
No, he did.
No, he got on there today and was like, "No, they misunderstood. There's nobody there."
Yeah. So
hey, HG.
His campaign, the campaign person or whoever it was, got on because the reporters were calling and saying, "Hey, what the heck is going on here?" And he said, "Oh, he wasn't telling the truth. He just said that." Okay, so either your governor is harboring a fugitive, or that's an illegal alien, or your governor is a liar. It's one of the two. Take your pick.
HG, I'm gonna address what you just said. I think I know where you're going with that. I'm gonna address that because I've kind of got some same feelings on that. The other good one, well, okay, with the governor. Yeah, and did you guys see the video of the illegal alien that got on there and started calling Trump all kinds of names and told him to come get him and stuff?
I didn't see that.
And he was a construction worker, and then I showed up and videotaped taking him back, arresting him.
Oh.
Leftists cannot help but virtue signal. They cannot help but get in front of a camera and get in front of people and grandstand and tell everybody how great they are and how they're down with the cause. This is their undoing.
They will cut their nose off to spite their
This
face.
is their undoing, is they can't help themselves. And then they're all closet racists. And this came to light. Who's the guy on CNN? Jake Tapper on CNN was was interviewing one of the Trump administration guys, and he started going on about how 22 and 23, 48% of all the produce in America was picked up by illegal aliens, and how do you weigh that against the people that want the people deported but don't want to pay higher grocery prices? And the Trump official had the best response. And in a nutshell, he basically said, "Okay, I know that this is not your position, and I know that you don't think that we should be having our food processed and harvested by illegal slave labor, because that's basically what they are." And Jake Tapper looked like he'd been kicked in the guts. It was awesome. If you can find that clip, I cannot remember the guy's name. Hey, local prepper, how's it going? Hey, he announced he's going to New York City. That is a very brave. That is a very brave person that's willing to go to New York City. Of course,
Is he going to New York?
I don't know. He didn't say. With that said, though, in the past 2 weeks, there's been videos popping up of people in New York City going, "Hey, our streets are cleaned up. There's not panhandlers. There's not illegal aliens out here selling bootleg CDs and stuff."
Oh, are they liking winning?
Yeah, they're liking winning.
Huh?
So people and all these places that had really bad reputations up until January 20th are all getting cleaned up. So you know what? It may be the
best time to go.
Might be the best time to go to New York.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So the response though was awesome, and the lesson there is, man, if you run into these people and they start talking like that, call them out and just tell them flat out, confront them, tell them exactly what they are. If they're acting like a racist, tell them that you don't think they're a racist, and they're just doing it the argument, and then you tell them how their argument is racist. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, there's just so much going on. So HG said he did 0.75 or 0.7 for the is he tired of winning? I had a conversation with some people today because one of the thing that concerns me about everything that's going on. I personally, I think everything that's going on needs to happen. All right. There's two things that concern me though. Number one, as HG pointed out, the pendulum is swinging back. So politics are like a pendulum. It swings one way and then it swings back the other because and it corrects itself, and it's always trying to go towards the middle. The problem is the pendulum was so far to the left that now that it's swinging back, we run the risk of it swinging too far to the right and some bad things happening. And it could set some precedents that whenever the Democrats get back in office,
that we go, oh crap,
they could use it against conservatives. And it's guaranteed. It's guaranteed that they will re-weaponize everything in the federal government as soon as they're back in charge, because they haven't learned their lesson. The Democratic National Committee just elected David Hogg as their vice chair. And if you don't know who David Hogg is, he is one of the students from the place down in Florida that had the school shooting. And he has been a very vocal anti-Second Amendment, anti-American advocate. And his stances are the hardline left over the last 4 years. He's got it's public. He posts on social media, and he is a rabid leftist. He does not like America. He wants to get rid of ICE. He wanted to defund the police. He is second in line of running the DNC. They did not learn their lesson. All right. For them to put somebody like that in is a clear indicator that the Democrats are a radical leftist organization now, and there's no changing that.
Yeah.
The days of the blue dog Democrats that cared about America as much as the Republicans did are gone. Those guys don't exist. They've been pushed out of the party. They've all gone over to the Republican side now. And if you look at Trump's picks, it looks like a who's who of Democrats and liberals. Seriously, he's got and I said it last week. As long as they stay in their lane, it's cool. But the problem is they're going to be advising the president on a bunch of different topics, and he's a businessman. He's going to listen to him. The second thing that concerns me about everything that's going on is the left is becoming completely unhinged. You can see it in social media. You can see it in the news. You can see it in what the politicians are saying about Trump and what's going on in our country. They're becoming completely unhinged. And this thing with the U.S. aid office, that scares them, because that is a light shine in a very dark corner. And there's a lot of stuff that went on at USAID, and it's been documented for years, and people are acting like this is a big shock.
Did you see the police department went in and confiscated any paperwork that was left? Hopefully not much has been shredded. They did it on short notice. So.
But the shining light on USAID is gonna bring a lot of corruption to the front. Unhinged people, I'm going to call them what I call them during the conversation. They're becoming psychopathic, and they will start doing really psychopathic things. I think Elon Musk is probably in the greatest danger he's ever been in his entire life.
Yeah, LP.
Oh, there
right.
you go.
Yep,
there
absolutely.
You go. Yep, that is 100% correct. It's a cancer, and it's what the liberals have used to keep America down and to advance their agenda, not only in America but worldwide.
Some have suggested that USAID is one of the best covers for money laundering.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
And that it should not only should they prosecute and find out where all of this money went, but who the recipient of the money is.
So anybody that doesn't understand what USA does, it's I can't remember the actual name of it, but it's for development in third world countries and stuff. And the way the scam works is they take taxpayer dollars and they give it to USAID, who's supposed to go out and help the world. All the contracts, like 98% of the contracts, went to liberal NGOs and organizations who just happened to be run by people that were friendly to the administration. So all these people, the Clinton Foundation got something like $43 million, like an ungodly amount of money from USAID to help Haiti, and we all know how that turned out. So that's how they launder the money, and then that money goes to these NGOs that are run by these friends of the administration, and that money's funded back into the Democrat Party. So for the past 25 years, the American people have been funding all the wokeness, all the DEI, everything that we complain about on a daily basis has been funded by us.
Now stop it. The Taliban really needed $100 million for all of those condoms. You know that was necessary.
No, that was Hamas, and it was only $50 million.
No, it's $100 million is what they reported.
But
Bongina report. I was talking to the Congressman Mass.
Here you go.
And Congressman Mass said it was
USAID does almost nothing. Everything they do is through third parties. It's a clearinghouse for money laundering and organizations. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. That's 100% correct. Shutting down. I heard somebody talking today, and they said shutting down USAID will do more to hinder the globalists and Marxists around the world than anything else they could do.
Well, did I understand it right? As of today, it is no longer State Department. It is now going to be under.
No, it's under the State Department now.
Yeah, but no.
It's under.
Was it opposite?
It's under Rubio. Rubio's going to be in charge of it.
Okay.
Yeah. You know.
So I just had it backwards. So it did change, but
getting back to my original thought on this, they're going to start. They would rather rule on top of the rubble. Oh, see Brian. Yep. Yeah. See Brian's been. Brian's been a recipient, but they would rather rule on the rubble than have you and I be successful. And when I say they, I'm not talking about your blue-haired neighbor. I'm talking about the people who consider themselves the elites in this country, the powers that shouldn't be, as Billy puts it. They're the ones that benefit from us and keep us down. All right. So we need to be aware of this, and it goes to a common thread that a lot of the channels are starting to have right now. We need to be very aware of what's going on around us. Situational awareness is extremely important right now. Not only do we have leftists that are going nuts, we've got cartels that have. It's been reported they've greenlit using explosive EID drones against Border Patrol and military personnel. There's something like 40,000 known Hamas members inside the United States that they can't account for. There's something like 300,000 illegal Chinese in the country now. Thinking that these illegal Chinese are just stealing tech and sending it back to China, I guarantee you that a portion of those are special operations people that know how to clandestinely wage war, and they're willing to do it.
Yeah.
So,
especially if you're going to mess with the money source, you know what I'm saying?
So just be aware.
Stop the money. Cartel's going to make you pay.
Okay. So HCS. So when are the cartel hunting permits coming out?
Right.
Actually, Eric Prince did an interview last week. Eric Prince, if you don't know who that is, he's the guy that started Executive Outcomes. I can't remember what the name of his new company is, but he was Executive Outcomes. If I remember correctly, he started Blackwater too. But he does the private military contracting, and he did a interview where he was discussing the United States government issuing letters of marque, which, if you don't know what those are basically permission from the government to go out and act like a pirate against the country's enemies. and he was commenting how the cartels work in a gray area that the federal government can't really operate in very well. And so if you put these letters of marque out there and you got these PMCs working as actually they would be pirates. They would be pirates, but working as anti-cartel groups, they're much more flexible. They've got better funding, and I don't want to say better funding. How do you put it? Part of the flexibility is having the cash to get the tech that you need, just like that. You don't have to go through government channels.
You know what would be a bonus? I totally want to do that job. You'd be a bonus. I could walk around and I could say, "Arr."
Well, every day would be pirate day. No, let's be honest.
All day.
Let's be honest about it, guys. I'm not going to admit, you're talking to a kid that read Soldier Fortune magazine in high school, and it was always cool. Sounds like a really good way to get yourself killed. Seriously. I still think it's a good idea. It's
making me snort.
Why did the Picture Terrace group wear flowing robes? Because livestock can hear Zippo from a mile away.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see here. Cash Patel is definitely a man of integrity. He has helped and befriended FBI whistleblowers who persecuted by FBI leaders. Yep.
And that's why he hasn't been moved forward for a vote. Privateers.
That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. So it's a very interesting world. Part of the, if you listen to Peter Zion, one of the things he talks about on a constant basis is how the major powers, especially the United States, over the next 30, 40 years, are going to be pulling back from their global roles like they did. If you don't know history, the reason why America is in a position it is now is because of the Bretton Woods Accords after World War II. We were the only people that had an industrial base and still had a large standing military, and we guaranteed free trade and free movement on the seas to everybody in the world as long as they did what we said. And that's how America became so powerful in the latter part of the 20th century. Well, the paradigm there has started changing, and it's not as beneficial for us to be in that role of global policeman that we were in. And so you're going to start seeing us pulling back, and we're actually starting to see it now. We've actually seen it over the last 10 years or so, but it's really becoming apparent if you watch it. And we're starting to pull back and become, we're a little bit more worried about our hemisphere instead of the whole world. In fact, this whole thing with the Panama Canal, somebody made a comment on a article I was reading that this is nothing more than flexing the Monroe Doctrine and putting the Monroe Doctrine back into practice. Basically, the Cold War doctrine of the Western Hemisphere is the United States. We will take care of it. We will police it. We will make sure everybody's good here, and the rest of the world can have the Eastern Hemisphere, Russia, basically. So we're heading back into an era where we're not stretched thin and behaving like we did for the past, 80 years.
Something like that.
80 years now. Well, and Gregory, one of the downsides of letters of marque with privateers, shipping insurance rates will go through the roof, which will cause the cost of all the goods that travel on the seas to go up.
It's already high. It's high enough already. Keeps going up and up. I got another notice from pirateship.com. Post office went up.
Yeah. Len's absolutely right. I'm in the same boat. He's only about 65% in the near term. The long term, he's about 80%. I started listening to him because he gave a speech in October of 2021 about Ukraine and Russia and where he saw everything going, like up to 2 years out. And he was pretty spot on almost everything he said. He predicted the ground war. He predicted what was going to happen, and he predicted most of the politics. Predicted. And so that's how I got onto him. And if you guys, I read several of his books. The last one he did, oh gosh, Lynn, help me out here with the title of his last book. This is the end of the world. We know it is just the beginning. If I remember correctly, is the name of the book, if I remember correctly. But I highly suggest you read it. Okay, HG. Totally different topic. I think I may have found a way to crush charcoal biochar somewhat efficiently. Antique corn grinder, 2 different ones. Each looks like they will. There you go. That's actually a pretty good idea. Is it a? Oh gosh, what is it? There's one that does the stone like this, and the other one does the stone like that. Which one is it? The vertical or horizontal grinder? Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea. That was one of the things I was going to say. I'm gonna set the refractor up so I can start making charcoal here at the house. I want to start doing that, and again, that'd
be a huge money saver.
Be a money saver, and if you did it right, you could sell it as gourmet charcoal. And if we get mesquite trees, we can do gourmet mesquite charcoal. Okay, guys. Let's see. Not the stones, the horizontal metal shafts with, yep. Okay. I still think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Lynn says our Navy is no longer built to be the world police. That takes more destroyers than we have. We're gearing for a conflict involving island hopping back. The end of the world is just the beginning. There you go. That's the name of it. Yeah, we're, and the whole China's got the world's largest Navy is very misleading. Yes, they have way more boats than we have. But that's because if it floats, they put a name on it, and they call it a PNA, a People's Liberation Navy, or whatever the hell they call their Navy. Yeah, they've got a lot more boats, but tonnage wise, we outweigh them tonnage wise by a good 20-30%. And the Chinese Navy still does not have blue water capabilities. Anybody that doesn't understand the naval concepts of a blue water, brown water Navy, you've got 3 areas. You've got brown water, which is your coastal waterways. You've got littoral waters, which are out to 400 nautical miles away from the mainland. Basically, a good way to think about it is if your land-based missiles and aircraft can cover it, it's littoral. It's not as deep, and you can't maneuver as much. Then you've got the blue water Navy. The United States is the only country in the world that has an effective blue water Navy. There are other countries that have blue water navies, but they cannot project power the same way the United States does. Yes, Joseph G is absolutely correct. The Chinese, to combat the United States superiority in aircraft and ships, have developed a lot of missiles. Here's the thing, though, and maybe this is just copium on my part. A lot of the Chinese military equipment.
Water? I need to stretch. I'll get you some water.
A lot of the Chinese military equipment looks like it came off of wish.com. They're generations behind us in military hardware. Not saying that they're not deadly, but they can't project power the same way the United States can. And quite frankly, the last time they had any sort of war was against the Vietnamese in the late 70s. Actually, I take that back. They had a little scuffle with the Vietnamese in the 80s or 90s, but they got their butts kicked. Yeah, the Alibaba Navy, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and then, you know, everybody's crowing about the aircraft carriers that the Chinese are getting. They don't have a culture of naval warfare. They just because you build an aircraft carrier or you buy an aircraft carrier doesn't mean you can wage aircraft carrier war. It's taken the United States Navy 120 years to get, well, not that long, 100 years to get to where it is with the capabilities it's got. There's having lived and worked on an aircraft carrier for 2 years, there's a lot that goes into it. There are a lot of moving parts, and it's not something that a country is going to be able to develop in the course of 2 or 3 years.
Why is she asking Lynn? What? We have to be the world police.
Why do you
talking about what I missed? I missed something. Lynn would never think that. Known him for a long time.
Oh yeah, no, he was saying we're no longer built. Well, Starla, what Lynn was talking about, because of the Brentwood Accords, we placed ourselves in that role, and we've been doing it ever since. What was that? 1947, I think, is when the Brentwood Accords happened. We've been playing world police since then, and we're not built for it, and there's no need for us to do it anymore, quite frankly. Yeah, see, he doesn't want to be. Oh, yeah. Gregory says that the grinder sounds like a roller mill. But you know what? We are blessed and cursed and living in exciting times. I said it a couple weeks ago. I'm tired of exciting. I want boring and tiresome. I want to come in from a day's work and not have to worry about what's going on around the world. I don't want to have to worry about nuclear incineration. I don't want to have to worry about terrorism. But I did a video on it. The other guy gets a say in it all, and unfortunately, what we want doesn't matter if the other guy is bound and determined to involve us. All right. This is why we do what we do. This is why we build the insurance into our lives that enables us to weather what may come. Right. And just as a refresher, you know, we've got the 3 pillars of homesteading. We've got building community, modern self-reliance, self-sufficiency, and food independence. And those 3 things, if you can work on those 3 things, you'll build resilience into your everyday life. So when these troubling times come, and they will come, they may not come in the form of something big. I mean, the world ends every night when you go to sleep. You wake up in the morning, it's a different world than when you went to bed. You know, you may suffer job loss, you may suffer medical emergencies, you may suffer financial problems, natural disasters.
And and with medical emergencies, you will suffer financial problems.
But
so
you know, and so this is how we insulate ourselves from these problems, and we inoculate ourselves. Thanks for being here. Seriously, that message right there is what the entire evening was about, right? The building community, and that's what we're doing here. That's the main reason why I continue to do these homestead lives is because it's building community. We've met some really good people in person. Skange has become a really good friend. We were able to meet local prepper. He's always got a place if he's swinging through. If the end of the world comes,
just not in the next 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, I don't want the world to end, period.
Well, no, I mean, if you said he could swing by anytime, he's welcome to. You are more than welcome, just not in the next 2 to 3 months.
I heard little birdie told me he might be making a visit out here.
When?
What?
Hopefully after I'm healed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm good with that.
Well, just because you're
It's
feeling
all about me.
doesn't mean
It's all about me.
we can't go out there.
Well, oh yeah, you could drive me out there. Yeah, you could do that.
Let's see. Len says he's feeling a little bit pissed because he's dealing with some painful dental work. Humbled by what you're dealing with. Take my issues over yours. Prayers to you. Yeah.
Lynn, I'd take dental work over this too.
I believe in guns to defend yourself or hunt and kill system. Could be one and the same there, Starla.
Why are you growling at me? Because you're hungry, aren't you?
The Brentwood Accords. Here, hang on a second.
I know, baby. I'll get you fed.
I don't think I'm saying it right. Brentonwood System is what they're calling it. And yes, I went to Wikipedia because it's a good starting place, even though it sucks as getting good details. Excuse me. Hey, what are you doing?
My lap's not wide enough.
She is sprawled across Angela's butt and
butt.
and sitting on my butt. And she thinks she's wagging her tail. Can you hear her tail beating on the chair?
Yeah, they're hungry.
Come on. Hang on, guys.
Don't stick your cold nose on me. It hurts when you stick your cold nose on me.
There you go. There you go, Starla. I don't know if I got the date right. It's been a while since I read about all that stuff. But yeah, it's what shaped the modern world. Great. So Dolly's up here, and now look who else has popped up here because somebody lets somebody else on somebody's lap. Excuse me. Okay, guys, look, we're coming up on a.
You got to get her off me.
We're coming up on an hour and 30 minutes. The dogs probably need to be fed and go outside. They're getting very intrusive. Thanks for being here. Seriously, glad you guys came. We always enjoy talking to everybody. The conversation is always stimulating. We thank you. If you want to help the channel, number one, hit that like button, hit that thumbs up, comment after over. If you got anything to say, go ahead and put it down in the comments. Go to our affiliate links in the description below, and you can help yourselves and help us at the same time.
Lynn.
If you have not gone and voted in the
Lynn doesn't want to see me in a cervical collar either.
if you have not voted on which T-shirt, the Mama Bear T-shirt, I should make active, go ahead and go into the community.
Some said they couldn't see it on their phone. You can't. What it says, you can't see it. You can't blow up the image on their phone.
I can't do anything about that.
It's not in the program
it's a
itself.
YouTube thing.
Okay.
It's a YouTube thing. Go out there and vote. It's leaning. It's like 80% one way, but I just want to get as big a sample size as.
Okay.
My God, Dolly, seriously. Ugh. I want to get as big a sample size as possible, and we'll make that one. I'm gonna make that. That is going to be our Mother's Day release. We'll get it live so that you guys can get it for Mother's Day, and you can show everybody who's the Mama Bear. Oh my gosh! Now I've got, you guys can't see her because she's off screen, but Freya's standing up on her hind legs, pawing at my arm because I got Dolly up here.
They're just hungry. I started making their food, and they feel so much better. And Dolly's fur is really improved. And she's looking way better. So yeah, we'll keep doing that. So,
all right, guys, listen.
Guys, be at least 1% better tomorrow than you were today.
And
go out and live a lifetime
free. God, seriously, go out and live a lifetime free, guys. Take care.
Introducing RockPot, the revolutionary portable slow-cooking appliance that keeps your meals warm for over 9 hours without the need for electricity or propane. Simply heat the rock tablet on your stovetop or over a fire, place it in the RockPot with your ingredients, and enjoy perfectly cooked meals wherever you are. Plus, the exterior remains cool to the touch, ensuring safe handling on all your adventures. Get $10 off your first purchase by clicking on the affiliate link and using the code GRUMPYACRES at checkout. Elevate your outdoor cooking experience with RockPot today.